Welcome guys, this is the Asian Pitbull and welcome to my Raw review. Now this is the go home show for Stomping Grounds this Sunday. So this was a drastically big improvement from last week. While I have mentioned time and time again, I'm not feeling the superstars right now. I feel that most major players in the major storylines, they have not been built up enough to make me kind of feel emotional invested in them, because either they are too boring or WWE has just screwed up their booking over the years. But anyway, we are gonna talk about this week's Raw. A lot of things went down, but overall pretty solid show. If there is an arching storyline within this episode of Raw, it was basically Seth Rollins, the Destroyer. Seth Rollins burnt it down the entire episode. He went kind of psycho, and we'll talk about why throughout our breakdown. Okay, so let's begin starting out with the opening segment with none other than Elias. So I just screwed this up by going all the way. Okay, so let's talk about Elias' opening segment. Okay, so Elias, Monday Night Raw begins with Elias, and then basically he's just talking the same old Elias promo. Then he proceeds to remove his jacket, and damn, this guy is jacked, man. He's built at what, 210, 220? I think he's more than that, 230 at least. Okay, so he's taking off his jacket and he says that he's gonna be the special guest referee at Stomping Grounds. And soon after, Seth Rollins from behind hits him with the steel chair, takes him out, and I love it. The show immediately kicks off with a bang, and the storyline continuation. How many times have wrestling fans complained about the lack of storyline continuation? There you go, man. There's a storyline continuation. Seth Rollins is still crazy, and this new crazed Seth Rollins, after Brock Lesnar, this purveyor of paranoia gimmick, he has made Seth go crazy, and Seth is just destroying anyone that comes into his way. I love it. This is good shit, and this is really just links to another point that Vince McMahon and company, they can really book their main eventer strongly. They can really strap the rocket ship on that top guy if they want to. Okay, and this is so obvious in the booking. Right now, there's no question Seth is the top guy, and he is getting the most TV time, but not just that, quality, compelling, well-written storylines for and character building for this guy. WWE can do it. I just hope that they go back to I thought, my personal opinion, the best character development was back in the Ruthless Aggression era. Okay, especially on SmackDown, back in the Ruthless Aggression era. I hope they really go back to that, where characters are given fresh ideas and fresh segments to work with every week, instead of just the same old boring stuff. Anyway, we move on with this segment. So Seth says that he's done playing games. Okay, and does it look like Rollins? You know, every superstar has their gimmick weapon, their main weapon of choice. Triple H with the sledgehammer, the Edge and Christian with the chairs, the Dudley Boys with the tables, so, and Cactus Jack with the 2x4. So is Seth Rollins' signature weapon gonna be the steel chair? Because I think it's a bit underwhelming. But anyway, I can't complain about the way they're booking Seth now, and I like that Edge. I was talking about his babyface promos really sucks, because they are too. First of all, his voice. Second of all, they are too cringe-worthy. Let's just put it that way. So I really like this aggression. It's like a mix of 2015 Seth Rollins, heel Rollins with the authority, and just newfound fire. Burn it down, Seth. So he's warning basically whoever sides with Corbin or Borbin, I like to call him, and whoever is the guest referee, he's threatening them. If you want to align with Baron Corbin, you're gonna get it from me. So that's what Seth said, and my feeling about the match is he's gonna retain as Stomping Grounds against Corbin. I don't see any reason to put the title on Corbin at all, or Borbin at all. Okay, improve your basic promo skills, Baron Corbin, if you want to even have a chance and to win over me. Next, we have the Fatal 5-Way match for the number one contender for the US Championship at Stomping Ground against Samoa Joe. And I predicted Ricochet last week, and I'm still, my money's still on Ricochet. I think Ricochet is gonna win his first title in WWE, which is the US title from Samoa Joe. Okay, so anyway, the competitors come out one by one, and we see Elias. The Miz comes out first. Then we see Elias still shaking, wobbling in the ring. Then Miz goes for the skull crushing finale, lays him out. Then after that, it's just a pattern with Bobby coming out. Everyone becomes wet over Bobby's physique. And then so Bobby hits the spear to Elias, who's basically a human piñata. Cesaro comes out with the swing. Ricochet with the code. It's the code breaker, but Michael Cole calls it the double knees. It's a freaking code breaker to me, alright? You don't have the balls to call it code breaker, because whenever somebody leaves your company, you just want to erase, you pretend that the person never exists. Okay, anyway, Strowman with the power slam, and then I felt that Elias, as much as I don't buy his gimmick and I don't really find anything special about him or his work except his body, he doesn't deserve to be jobbed out like this. He's supposed to be an upper mid card guy. He's associated with Shane McMahon. He feuded with Cena, and you know that. Why is he getting jobbed out like that? Even though I don't necessarily, he's not my favorite superstar, but come on, is this necessary or not? Yeah, burying him even more, on top of already what he the level that he has sunk into. He's just like a comedy act right now. So whoever booked this shit, you should be ashamed of yourself, because even Elias doesn't deserve this. Anyway, the match starts and everyone gangs on the big guy. Not the big guy Ryback, the big guy Braun Strowman. Okay, anyway, the match is just your usual TV match. There were certain interesting spots. And Samoa Joe was ringside to watch the match. And I always like that with the heel champion. Kind of like having the best view, the ringside seat to analyze and see who's his opponent gonna be. And I noted here Cesaro. What a freak of nature. Cesaro, you're strong, I'll give it to you. You're still a nerd to me, but damn, you're strong. And I can never doubt, or I can never negatively say things about your work rate or your strength or your God-gifted abilities. So anyway, he slams, like you see in the picture here, he manages to pick up Strowman and slam him. And anyway, after that, he is the first to be eliminated. So it looks like, as we mentioned, no plans for Cesaro. He's just a good hand. He's a good hand, like what Jim Ross says. He's a good hand. Lashley with a vertical suplex to Strowman, super impressive, even at his age. And I'm always gonna say this until it either happens or both of them are gone. I'm still WWE. I'm still waiting for my match between Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar. Okay. Strowman dominates. Then we see at one point the neutralizer, okay, which is Mr. Cesaro's finisher on Strowman. And then everyone just basically lays in their finisher. Strowman is pinned. Strowman is out. Then anyway, Ricochet gets the win with the pinfall, and he's the number one contender for US Championship, and Samoa Joe doesn't look pissed, and I like that because it's intriguing, right? Samoa Joe has the advantage, size advantage, but he's actually not happy that the smallest guy is the number one contender. So it must mean that he feels that Ricochet is actually the biggest threat, even though there's Strowman and there's Lashley and there's Cesaro. But I really like the dynamic. So Joe went on to attack Ricochet from behind with a cheap shot. Ricochet tries to retaliate, but I really like the dynamic between them. A big guy, small guy, a high flyer with a ground base, brawler, submission specialist like Samoa Joe. Just this little exchange between them, I can feel the energy and the dynamic. Oh wow, this is gonna be awesome. This can be a really awesome series for the US Championship. I entirely don't mind at all if Samoa Joe retains on Stomping Ground and they continue the feud. Wow, imagine the flip-flops Ricochet is gonna do against Samoa Joe, who is pretty athletic as well, and it will be awesome, amazing, very cool to see Samoa Joe snuff out Ricochet's fire. This one of the matches I'm excited for Stomping Grounds. Okay, with that said, we are gonna move on to next. We have the man who came out for a promo, and before that we actually saw backstage that the SmackDown Tag Team Champs Daniel Bryan and Rowan, or what we like to call the Planet Champ. I'm gonna call them the Planet Champ, not the Tag Team Champs. So wildcard rules apply, and they are here. We move on to the man promo, Becky Lynch, and then just basically I'm gonna kick your ass, Lacey kind of stuff. Lacey comes out, they go back and forth, and then Lacey at one point knows that she's a real Marine. I like that she points this out, but the dynamic is weird because US Marines get cheered almost all the time, but she's a heel. So anyway, Becky is sick of her talking and attacks her halfway, and Becky went out wearing her cap. I like the visual. So my whole thoughts on this is that they have done their best job with the limited time and content or content they were given with. So I'm not gonna hate on this. Like if you see my previous videos, I'm not the biggest fan of the women's division, but not that I hate, not that I'm prejudiced or what, but I thought it died down after Ronda Rousey left. So I think it will pick up after she returns, but we'll see. Next we have a quick Baron Borbin interview, and I think he gets asked on a special guest referee. Who's the mystery special guest referee? He says he will review the ref on the Kevin and Sammy show special edition. Then we see out of the blue, Seth Rollins with the steel chair, lays him out from behind, and then he's down. And I like this because this is reminiscent of crazy Randall Keith Orton RKOing the entire roster in the previous Monday Night Raws. So I like this. This is the kind of overarching main event storyline that you need to have for every week of Monday Night Raw. This is what happened in the Attitude Era. That's why one of the reasons it worked so well. You have your McMahon just interwoven, okay, between the different storylines and just given time among the different segments throughout the show. So I like this. Okay, it's really painting Seth right now as a crazed maniac, just burning it down, man. Just whoever is against Corbin, you're gonna get it from me, on top of that looming threat of Brock Lesnar. Next we have a quick Planet Champions promo by our wildcard invitees, okay, Daniel Bryan and Rowan. Good promo, mic work from Bryan as usual, given the script that he has. Then anyway, not much storyline progression, except after that the Viking Raiders come out and they have a quick stare down, and I thought Viking Raiders was on SmackDown, but they are on Raw. So Corey was saying like, okay, what about a match between them for the titles? Okay, so next we have, I feel that Viking Raiders should be with Rowan instead and form a stable of just how much they look alike. Anyway, this is surprising a squash match for the Viking Raiders. Very interesting. I can't remember when's the last time we saw a tag team squash match. Moving on, we have, let me read here my notes because kind of all over the place. Yeah, so before we move on to the McIntyre and Heath 3MB reunite, I just want to give my quick thoughts on Daniel Bryan. It looks like he's de-pushed to the tag team division because Daniel Bryan is still one of the best. In fact, I put him as top 3 right now in the whole entire world. That includes AEW, New Japan Pro Wrestling, TNA. Easily top 3, if not top 1 worker in the world right now. And I don't understand why after WrestleMania he's just de-pushed to the mid-card, to the tag team spot, because he's the best you have right now, the best all-rounder, proven main event guy right now. And this is the same for AJ Styles as well, which I'm going to touch on a little bit later on. But anyway, yeah, they were hyping up the match between Daniel Bryan and Seth Rollins in the main event, and then we move on to the match. So the thing is, I thought they should have advertised this match before Monday Night Raw in your social media platforms, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, because this is a huge main event, you know. Daniel Bryan and Seth Rollins, arguably two of the greatest in-ring workers today. Okay, oh man, I can just imagine a wet dream. Daniel Bryan, Seth Rollins, AJ Styles, triple threat match for the WWE Championship and the Universal Championship in a Unification Championship match at WrestleMania 36 or 35, 36. Okay, let's move on. So anyway, we have the squash match, and after this match, it's notable that R-Truth was spotted in the crowd, and there you go, we have our little 24/7 segment. What am I talking about? 24/7 segment, title segment. The jobbers come out, and then Truth basically manages to escape. Who booked this shit? Yeah, Tidus was found under the ring as well. I think on a better day I would have laughed and found this amusing, but just fuck this. Move on. So anyway, we see KO and Sami Zayn come out for the Kevin and Sami show, but we move to commercial, and then we have the backstage. Shane McMahon is celebrating with his champagne and his lackeys, and then a random Heath Slater comes in, and then people act like just this is normal, like no big deal, and then Heath asks for a raise because he has kids, and Shane says it takes a lot of balls for somebody to walk in like this, and says he's impressed, and then he says, no, I'm not gonna give you a raise, but because you're so man to barge into my locker room like that, I'm gonna let you walk out like a man. So Heath walks out, and then Shane gives a nod to McIntyre, mafia style, like take him out. And then McIntyre goes out, and there's this little 3MB or 2MB reunion. And then so McIntyre says we go way back, and he's trying to take out some cash, give some cash to Heath. And then he drops the cash. Heath goes to collect, and that's when the cheap shot. Thanks, but no thanks, bro. And then Revival comes out, Shane comes out, tries to pull him back. Shane, why would you pull him back if you ordered the attack? Revival ends. We end the segment with Revival collecting the cash, picking up the cash from the crowd after Heath is down. They're probably gonna keep the money for themselves and not give it back to McIntyre. Boring McIntyre. So next we have we are not even halfway. Okay, we're gonna move this on quick. So we have the KO and Sammy show, and he reads. So Kevin Owens starts with reading off Baron Corbin's credentials, and then Sammy is basically whining and complaining about Seth Rollins, and then they say that they withdraw from the special guest referee spot. You ain't withdrawing. You just scared, punks. So who's gonna be the ref? So drum roll, and then boom. Who other than EC3? EC3, born to call 1, 2, 3. He's born to just be counting 1, 2, 3. Fantastic booking, Vince. Fantastic booking. So this man I wrote here has been jobbed to I don't know what levels now. I don't know how. He's probably that guy, if he has the chance, once his contract ends, just like that, we're gonna see him in AEW. So anyway, we see Seth behind, hits him with the steel chair. Whoever opposes Seth in this show is gonna get the steel chair treatment. So Seth, in a twist of fate, Seth has become the purveyor of paranoia to the entire Raw roster. Instead of Brock Lesnar. So anyway, Seth disappears, goes to the back. Once again, really good interweaving, overarching storyline within the show. And then, don't you dare be sour. New Day, wildcard rule, wildcard for tag team. New Day shows up, and then super random. So anyway, Big E basically covers EC3 with his coat, and then they just cut a promo, your standard New Day promo, and there's a pretty funny part. Okay, over here, I just want to show you the picture where EC3 was down, but basically they just manhandle him up, lift him up, and you have to see the video for yourself. So they're still making EC3 the official for this match, and this super funny segment. And even you can see KO Kevin Owens was corpsing. He was covering his face. He was corpsing in this segment by the New Day. This awesome. Okay, so let's move on. This is after KO Sammy show, we have the club surprising reunion. So I like that they are utilizing their talent. They have fantastic roster, but I don't know. You need to get kicked in the butt by AEW before you improve your product. So I was also shocked to see AJ Styles here. I know that AJ Styles is right. He's in Monday Night Raw now, but shouldn't AJ Styles be in the main event? He's not being utilized. Why does it seem that AJ Styles has been missing for so long? Damn, this is so very surprising for me, man. I hope we haven't seen the last of AJ Styles as the top main event or holding WWE or Universal Champion. AJ Styles deserves to retire in WWE and go out on top and win much more championships. He has probably a few good years left, and WWE needs to know this and needs to take advantage of the phenomenal one before he retires. So anyway, the club reunion, we thought they are gonna tag team together, but instead this is actually Styles starts to insult them, and he's trying to hype them up because he's saying that they got comfortable and they are not like their old self, and says that they need to get serious. And I like this because this is kind of reminiscent of when Vince McMahon slaps AJ Styles back in SmackDown and says that he wants to see the real AJ Styles. AJ Styles need to step up his game, that ruthless AJ Styles. So I like that. To me, anyways, it seems like AJ Styles has changed. He's giving the treatment to Gallows and Anderson as well, that they have slacked off, and he wants to see the dominating tag team. So they say watch the match, and AJ says he will be watching. And I just don't like it that AJ Styles is a hype man now. He needs to be in the main event or some form of or another. So we have the tag team match, and then Kofi gets the pin. It's just a standard TV match. New Day wins, and nothing much notable except that it's good to see Big E back, and the entire New Day fighting together again. Next we have your standard Paul Heyman promo, and when I talk about standard, I mean good, because Heyman is probably the best on the mic now. Nothing much notable really, except he pointed out that he's not comfortable tonight in the ring because Seth Rollins is going out there hitting just steel chairs on everyone, and he makes it clear he doesn't want to be a guest referee on Stomping Grounds either. And this may be a small thing, but this is the highlight of the entire episode of Raw for me, because the genius of Heyman, he's in a storyline with Lesnar and Rollins, but the genius of Heyman can still interweave his promo into the landscape of WWE right now, and selling Seth Rollins as a threat. That is the layer, and that is the art of promo nowadays that we see back in the days with Ric Flair saying that Dusty Rhodes the best in the world right now, but we'll see who the better man is. The lost art of selling your opponent as a threat. Nowadays people like McIntyre is just like, I'm gonna whip you, you're nothing, I'm gonna decimate you, blah blah blah. So boring. That's why Heyman, I don't want to go deep into this, but I really like this. Good tie into the storyline, good shit. Paul Heyman, highlight of the show. But the rest is just standard fare. He teases Lesnar being here, there, everywhere, and Rollins doesn't know when he'll show up. So this also makes sense, okay, when it comes to Lesnar's contract and the dates, because it makes sense that if he's the purveyor of paranoia, he's just gonna show up limited times, limited dates. You don't know when he's gonna show up. So I think it's gonna be a long time. I don't think he'll show up in Stomping Grounds. Maybe via satellite. I don't know, but I think they're gonna drag this out. So we have a Rollins steel chair fetish. This is the third or fourth time Rollins comes out to hit someone with the steel chair. This time it was Baron Corbin trying to psych up Eric Young, trying to get him to be the special ref, and then Rollins just hits him anyway. Then we have the Uso Penitentiary, and then it's a standard match, continuing the storyline from the segment previously. They want to prove to AJ Styles that they are the old Gallows and Anderson, but they lose, and Styles look pissed. This better be the beginning of a storyline and not just one off. Next we have the big dog Roman Reigns. Then after that we cut to a Hulk Hogan promo. Time really heals all wounds. Then anyway, Roman comes out. I like to check on Roman Reigns' pop because he's supposedly the top guy right now of our era. So I expect big pops for him. So he got a pretty good pop here, but I can still hear some boos. Okay, but I thought that the way they are booking Roman Reigns now is perfect. That should be the way you book Roman as an ass kicker, not shoving him down our throats, because it is very clear now. Roman Reigns is the second top guy now, with Rollins firmly established as the main man, getting the most TV time. He comes out very good short promo. That's the way Roman Reigns should be marketed. And then he says, don't give excuses. He wanna whoop some ass tonight. That will be entertaining. The typical Shane McMahon appears on a Titantron, the typical heel move. And then he gets Mike Rome to give the super long intro. This is getting irritating, okay? And he's not going to go down to face Roman. But then Drew Tire comes out, blah blah blah, I'm gonna decimate you, Roman. Then so boring. Reigns just wants to shut him up, so Reigns just mid promo walks to the back, and then he managed to find them. He destroys the Revival first, then he gets into their locker room, just destroys the entire celebration, puts McIntyre through the table, and then Shane's trying to crawl to escape, and then Roman Reigns chases him down. Incredible agility from Shane McMahon to just jump over barricade like that, hands free. Amazing. It must be the kicks. It makes you fly. So anyway, Reigns flies over, takes him out. Pretty good spot there as well. So Reigns basically is getting his revenge after all the weeks of him being one-upped. He whips his ass, he spears him. But I thought this kind of payoff, if you will, should be done in a big match, in a pay-per-view itself. I don't know where they're going with this, so we'll see. Anyway, there was a chant for "take his shoes," LOL. I want the kicks as well. I want every single one of Shane McMahon's shoes. Okay, so I would chant as well, "take his shoes." And Reigns ends the segment by telling Shane to crawl to the back and tell Drew this is how he's gonna get his ass whooped this Sunday. Good shit. Iconics, Alexa Bliss, throw away for me. Next we have Firefly Funhouse. Check out my reaction video for this, but anyway, I'm sick of repeating this. The vignettes are good, the world building is good, but all this has to lead to an in-ring match. You need to show up live in person. You need to get him to show up live in person, WWE. If not, all this means nothing, and soon your fans gonna run out of patience, and this is just gonna be a failed gimmick. I need to see the Fiend debut on Monday Night Raw or a pay-per-view and whip major ass and be in the major main event storyline. Finally, we have the main event, the Planet Tag Team Champ with a quick promo. I like this point. He says that Seth is not a better wrestler than D-Bry. Sounds like he really believes it. And this is why it makes the match so special, because whenever you have two people who really loves wrestling and really loves the art of wrestling and are actual wrestlers, you can feel it and you can tell in their matches they will really want to go up and not just put in the motion or just do the same moves again. You can tell truly passionate top tier wrestlers, they will always be actually wrestling and not just doing sport. Psychology is there and doing moves that we have not seen before. So anyway, like I said, why wasn't this advertised on social media, right? This should have been Tuesday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw. We're gonna see a match announced for Daniel Bryan, Seth Rollins. Okay. Anyway, they start off with a bit of chain wrestling, and wow, their styles, they have good chemistry. They are really two of the best. This was the match that I watched in entirety. Of course, I had to. You have two of the best modern day wrestlers in Seth Rollins and Daniel Bryan. this kind of match I will not fast forward. Okay, anyway, stupid Seth Rowan with the early match interference with the claw slam. That's what they're calling it, a claw slam. The DQ, and then the double team, the knee strike lays out Rollins, and after that it was just chaos shenanigans. I don't know, maybe it's the go home show. It's okay to just throw every single wrestler you have into the main event. So New Day comes out to help Rollins. Revival comes out, Usos come out, then the entire ring is just fighting each other. The faces dominate. There was a good tag team move where the New Day pulls down the rope for the Usos to fly over. Really good stuff. Then the ref says the match restarts, and did I hear Mike Rome says that the match will restart, where stipulation is there'll be no one around the ringside. He says around 2 times. Go and watch the video, or maybe let me know if you want me to do botch reactions, because he says no one around ringside. Hey, okay. So the match restarts. Hugh Daniel Bryan is so good too. Such a pleasure to watch. The way he just snaps out the fire, and damn it, a few spots in the match is so good, man. D. Bryan is so good. Modern day representative of the lost art of wrestling. Let me point to you some spots here. Wow, Daniel Bryan with the ankle lock enziguri counter. Seth Rollins went for enziguri. Bryan grabs the leg, turns into ankle lock. Kurt Angle will be proud of that. Then after the ankle lock, Seth tries to escape. He turns into German suplex. Gosh, D. Bryan, man, what a pleasure. Good shit. Daniel Bryan is booked strong in this match. And he should have another WWE main event title run, or even a Universal Championship run, because he looks fucking legit. And then another move, Rollins went for a frog splash. D. Bryan counters it to the label lock. Just fantastic. So yeah, like I said, then after that, Rollins with the win after the curb stomp. But wow, D. Bryan was booked strong. Good stuff. Rollins is firmly established as the man right now, and Corbin with the sneak attack from behind. Storyline wise is good because it's sort of like a poetic justice, even though Corbin is the bad guy, but this was smart, and he lays him out with the end of days to end the show. Corbin stands tall, so I feel that Rollins gonna retain in Stomping Grounds. But the thing is, we still don't know who's the mystery guest referee. Who ran Stone Cold Steve Austin over? Who's the guest referee? Damn, I really can't tell for now. My guess is just random mid-card jobber, but who knows, we'll see. So overall, I pretty much like this Raw. It was solid. I like that overarching main event storyline, and I thought that the talent worked their best with the stuff they were given, and the time they were given. Although I still feel very tired after watching 3 hours of Raw, but anyway, I give this 7 out of 10. Significant improvement from last week, where I think last week was 4 out of 10, and SmackDown was even worse, 3 out of 10. Significant improvement. The go home shows are always good, and because they put in effort. So I'll see whether I want to do a review or prediction video for Stomping Grounds, but I want to make that much shorter than this. Monday Night Raw is too long, and the reviews are getting too long. So anyway, please like this video if you enjoyed it, and leave your comments. I really love to hear what your thoughts about the current product, and especially the main event storyline. And please share this video if you liked it. I'll really thank you if you share this video, and please subscribe if you want to see more content on my reactions, or I produce wrestling lists and so-called mini documentaries as well, and of course pay-per-view and weekly show reviews. So that's it for now. I'm the Asian Pitbull, and I'll see you in the next video. Signing out.